I'm here with
Charlie Portis.
Charlie. What car do you drive and what do you do for a living?
We have a Volkswagen ID.4. I am an entrepreneur. I own a kayaking company and I also do commercial real estate stuff.
Charlie, when did you get the ID.4?
We got it about 3 months ago, I think in April.
How was the dealership buying experience for you?
I would say typical, it was fine. It was typical. We like anything, you have to go, if you want to get the best deal, you better go create a competitive situation. So that's what we did, and I think we got a reasonable deal. The sticker price was about $50. We put some money down, we traded in an old car, and I don't remember the adjustment fees. We probably did. It was in Evanston, but I don't remember. What are the adjustment fees exactly?
Adjustment fees are like since the inventory is so low.
Oh no. We got a good deal relative to that. We got a discount and we got a little bit of a decent trade-in. But to create that, we had to go find another dealership that had the car we wanted. And then we were able to get the competition because without that, we wouldn't have gotten the deal that we got.
I noticed that you mentioned you owned a Nissan Leaf before.
Right.
So it means that you've always been attracted to electric cars. Correct?
We started in 2014. I really liked it. I wasn't planning to get one, and we liked it. We leased one, and then we bought one. I like the idea, but I have a kayak company. We built a house. We have solar panels. We try to be as green as you can, but the limitations of the Leaf were we ended up with an older one, which had great pickup, but such low range, especially in Chicago winter. So we wanted something. This one has such a great range and it's very fun. They're so fun to drive. I like that it's electric. We have solar panels, so we can often charge it sort of with the sun if the sun is strong enough. And yeah, it seems like it has a lot of good features. This one's big enough to haul. I haul paddles a lot and life jackets.
Charlie, let me ask you, why did you choose that Volkswagen ID.4 over Tesla or any other EVs?
So I was at a comedy show the other night in New York City, and a guy got up it was an amazing show, and a guy got up in the front row, and the comedian said, "Bathroom or politics? Why did you get up? Do you need to go to the bathroom or is it the politics?" And in this case, the guy said bathroom. In choosing our car, it was like performance and politics. My wife wanted no part of a Tesla. I really liked the small Tesla, but she wanted no part of the Tesla for, again, somewhat political reasons, which I'm sympathetic to eventually. But, so this one, it seemed like a good mix of not crazy expensive, great range. It seemed like a good choice in terms of what it looks like, drives, performance, the mileage, all that stuff. And politically, we could both live with it.
What would you say are the biggest pros of the Volkswagen ID.4?
I would say the range and the way it drives are both really great. I also like the sound system's good. But again, I'm coming off last one was a 2012 Nissan Leaf, so it's a massive, going from 60, 80 miles on a good day to 300 if you want to charge it all the way.
Charlie, what would you say is the biggest downside to owning the ID.4?
I mean, it's a bunch of money. You got to come up with a bunch of money one way or the other to get it. And there is some level of inconvenience of if you run down and you can't find a gas station. But I think at this point, they've got it pretty well dialed. I've never run out, but on the Leaf, we got close a bunch. And haven't come close on this one. But obviously, it's still more convenient to put gas in a car. It's just the way it is.
What would you say to anyone out there who is looking for an electric car and are in the process of buying it?
I would say look at your budget. The Nissan Leaf, I think we bought it for $7,000 or $8,000 and got $3,000 or $3,500 on a trade-in and owned it for a number of years. So depending on what your needs are, if you just need to tool around town and you're never going to drive more than 40 or 50 miles in a day, that's probably a pretty good deal. And I think that's the low end. And then as the high end, obviously it goes very high. So I think it seems like there's a lot out there for the money, and look new, look used, what's your budget, what's your needs. There's probably something out there, it seems like. Problem is, if you live in a place where you can't charge an electric car, that's a toughie. But if you can charge them, they run the gamut, I feel like, of, it's not a beater, but it's like a low-cost alternative. And then obviously going very high to very high. I hope this one lasts forever, and then you feel like you get a good value out of it.
Charlie, what were the top 3 cars on your final list before you purchased the Volkswagen ID.4?
I would say this one, the Tesla Model 3, and then the Kia seemed really interesting.
So now we're going to play one final game.
Okay.
It's going to be rapid fire. Teslas are the best electric cars.
There's too many electric cars that I would not feel comfortable making that statement. I'm just not knowledgeable enough to know. They're great cars, but I don't know if they're the best.
The future is electric cars.
Absolutely, we have to get out of carbon, and that's the great way to do it. And we've already got everything we need to get a good start. So I totally agree with that.
Electric cars are affordable.
I think electric cars can be affordable. Like I said, we got a trade-in of under $5,000 for a car that cost us under $10,000 and was acceptable for our needs. So I think it's a challenge to find the affordability, but I do think it is out there.
Electric cars are more fun to drive.
Oh, there's no doubt. Even the Nissan Leaf for $5,000, if you can find a 2012 Nissan Leaf, there aren't many faster cars out there, especially for the money. They're very fun.
Electric cars are better for the environment.
I mean, I think that's generally true. Obviously, there's cases where the electricity is generated from sources that create their own carbon, and that's a complicated question. But in our case, we have solar panels. A good chunk of our driving is coming from the sun, and then we sell the rest back to the grid at the same cost you get the electricity for. So if you combine those, we have no battery, but it's it seems pretty reasonable. It seems pretty good.
Teslas are the Apple of EVs.
I think that's probably true. I don't know how. I mean, that seems pretty true. It's a great product with amazing design and a very visionary genius that put it together. And I think that's true.
Without Tesla, there will be no EV market in the United States.
I think that's true also, because this is just a sense of leadership. Someone saying, I'm going to do this and just lead the way. And I think there's no doubt that's true. Because think about it, 20 years ago was the movie Who Killed the Electric Car? Everyone thought it was dead. So people assumed it was dead. Somehow it's not dead. I think you have to give them the most credit.
Republicans hate electric cars.
It seems like they don't love them. So, I mean, relatively speaking, it seems like there's not a lot of love there, unfortunately.
I love touchscreen controls on cars.
I'm putting the negative because my wife hates them so badly. I'm agnostic. I think they're fine. I think there's some good things about them. But my wife hates them so bad that I have to give the negative. So I have her car.
Awesome. That's all I have.
Right.
Thank you. You're
Hey,
amazing.
what's your really?